Hi, my name is Maryann Navalta, and this is Persuasion, my speech presentation, and speech 1318. So, my topic will be women in combat. Um, should women be used as combat soldiers? Many argue that women should be able to fight in combat because everybody should be given equal opportunity and they should be equally rewarded. There are women who are strong and women who can fight, and there are probably combat roles that many women could perform better than men. But the question is not whether women can perform well. The question is, why should they? Women should not be in any combat unit because it is not a safe and appropriate role for women and it affects the unit's combat readiness. So often, the question of women in combat is examined in light of fairness, right, and equal opportunity, when the basic issue should be effectiveness. Women are not capable of serving in combat roles. It is revealed on an experiment with gender integrated basic training that female recruits rarely meet even the minimum fitness standard even the minimum fitness standards expected of men. Women aren't strong enough to stand up to the rigors of the battlefield, and women don't do well under pressure because women lack the physical body strength of men. They will never be able to successfully engage in frontline combat against enemy troops. In addition, Topher admitted West Point does not require the same physical performance of female cadets that is required of male cadets. Men are required to do 32 push ups in 2 minutes, while women only require 13. The obstacle course for women is different, and the required time for the 2-mile run is slower. So, the combat readiness of a combat unit will be in jeopardy if any female soldier got pregnant before or during deployment. Since it is not easy to replace well trained soldiers, pregnancy is unacceptable reason to lose a soldier in combat unit. Opening combat positions to women will simply undermine military readiness and result in unnecessary fatalities. Moreover, women's involvement in combat unit also has negative psychological effect on male soldiers. Understandably, men lose perspective on their overall mission when the lives and welfare of women are threatened. Their first priority becomes rescuing the women rather than winning the battle. From my personal interview with Specialist Charles Tyrone, a friend of mine, who had just returned home from deployment, he added that with a female soldier, most male fear that women might not be able to carry them to safety. Like, for instance, an incident that occurred on the Iraqi Freedom Combat Training. Two soldiers had died after being bombed. A female soldier tried to help a wounded soldier who could barely carry him to safety when a second bomb hit and killed both instantly. Both died on a second bomb that could have been avoided. He also added that it is crucial for women to be out in the field, not only because women are concerned more of their personal hygiene than men, but women also have menstrual cycle to deal with. Unlike men, women do need restrooms. So, and Vietnam War hero Ron Ray addressed with his remark, the question is, in quote, not whether women can do it. It is whether they should do it. Women should only be used in combat, Bray argued, if national survival demands it. And the presence of women in combat forces degrades humanity, putting women in the front line of fire while sending all the wrong messages about family, gender, and moral honor. Moral honor. When we go to war, what will this country think when they see their mothers kissing their children goodbye on their way to the battle? Except this time, unlike the Gulf War, we know many will not return. How would we react to see families grieve on their mothers shipped home in a box or body bags? These mothers sacrifices and fights a war that's not theirs while they should be home caring for their children. The point is that women have something better and more important to do than go to war, bear and raise children. They are agitating for equal opportunity to fight less important battles while their children are left to their own defenses at home. So, the U.S. Army policy in 1989 states that women will be assigned in all skills and positions except those which, by doctrine, mission duties of the job or battlefield location involve the highest probability of direct combat with enemy forces. The direct combat probability coding, or the DCPC, is the mechanism used to assess and identify those positions closed to women. There are also a rule called the risk rule. The risk rule states that non-combat units should be open to women unless the risk of exposure to direct combat hostile fires and or capture is equal to or greater than the experience by associated combat units is in the same theater of operations. Statistics shows that at the present time approximately 750,000 positions in the total army can be filled by either sex. 96% of officer specialties are open to women. Today, women are represented in every career management field except infantry, armor, and special operations. In conclusion, many military jobs are open to women except infantry, armor, and special operations. So the combat exclusion law does not allow any women to obtain military jobs that involve the highest probability of direct combat with enemy forces. This law should remain in effect to maintain all combat units' combat readiness and to preserve our culture about women's ethics. Equality for women does not justify by placing them in combat.